What's up, people? Welcome to your 40-second Java tutorial. And in this tutorial I'm going to be going over a built-in method that Java has. It's called the toString method, and I'm going to show you guys what it is and why it's useful. And we're also going to be building part of a bigger program. This is probably going to be a two-part tutorial, so pay attention and it's going to be sweet. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is get three variables, and they're all going to be private, and they're going to be month, day, and year. So private int month, and just go ahead and copy and paste that. Take advantage of our laziness. Control V, int day, and private int year. So now we have three variables right there. So let's go ahead and do something with them. The first thing that we're going to want to do is build this PopPy. Again, you can see in my PopPy class. So I'm going to build the PopPy constructor. So go ahead, public, and just go PopPy. And it's going to take three arguments. It's going to take int m for month, int d for day, and int y for year. Again, you can name these anything you want, not important. But remember to set your variables, which were your private variables, like month, equal to whatever you corresponding letter. I just put M, D, and Y for obvious reasons. So that private day variable is going to be set to whatever we pass in for D, and that private Y is going to be set to whatever we passed in for Y. So now we got our constructor, but we want our constructor to do one more thing. We want it to print out a string. So, and we just want it to print out so we can know that our constructor worked or didn't work. Make sure you put an equal sign right there. So let's go ahead and system out printf. We can just print format, and I already started filling them in for us. So let's go ahead and print out a string. So let's put come on, Haas. Let's put the constructor. Make sure you spell it wrong. For this is, and then we'll go ahead and put %s, and that means string, and then go ahead and put a new line if you feel like it. If you don't feel like it, you know, you don't gotta. And now, as you can see right here, our C style format, it takes one string argument. So in our second argument, just go ahead and write this. And when we write this, what it means is this, the keyword this, what's highlighted right now, this is just a reference to whatever object we just built whenever we call this class. So it's going to say, alright, then what the heck do you want me to put for a string? Well, that's what we're going to be going over in this tutorial right now. Anytime that you need a string representation of an object, Java built this thing called a toString method. So let's go ahead and write public, and we're going to be building that right now. Public string toString. And I know most of the time you can call your methods anything you want, but you can't. You have to say toString in this case. And go ahead, and it takes empty parameters, and in your body of your method, go ahead and return whatever format you want. So return string format, and then go ahead and percent. WTF does that mean? Go ahead and put this. I mean, you can write it in whatever format you want, but just follow along. %d, %d, %d. That's the common date format, and that has the month, day, and year. So the month /day /year /. So this is what this is going to do. Well, let's go ahead and finish our tutorial, and then you can probably see what it's going to do. Then I'll talk you through it one more time. What we need to do is go ahead and create an object now, and I'll call it PopPy, and I'll just call it like something like pot object. That pot object is not important. You can name whatever. New PopPy, and I know I should have like proper months and days and years, but I should have 4, 5, 6. 6 seems like a good year, a long time ago. So now that we go ahead and create this object, we should get a nice little string at the end if I didn't mess anything up. and it says the constructor for this is 456. So now let me take you guys through exactly what I did. What I did is create an object using the parameters 4, 5, 6. So let's go ahead and look what happened when I created that object. It said, alright, since the first thing I'm going to do is this constructor, I'm going to pass the parameters 4, 5, and 6. And for month was equal to 4, day was equal to 5, and year was equal to 6. What the constructor also did is say, alright, every time I create an object, I want you to print out this string. But we had in the string variable, instead of an actual string, we had a reference to an object. And anytime you reference an object and it needs something in the string format, it looks to this method right here. What this method says is anytime you need a string representation of this object, you look to me. I'm toString, I'm built in Java, that's what I'm for. So that's why it outputted this right here. The constructor for this is 456. This is where that format 456 comes from right here. And in the next tutorial, if this seems kind of confusing, I'll show you guys a useful way why toString is actually used, and not only, you know, it might be a little confusing to understand. I mean, this is just an example, it doesn't really do anything, but in the next tutorial I'll show you guys like one example where we would actually need it and use it. But for now, hopefully you get the main idea. Again, the key points is the probably two things you're going to be confused upon is this. I mean, what's highlighted right now. Anytime you use that keyword, this, it's a reference to the current object. So it's going to say, alright, just reference the current object. So it implies that it needs a string. So since it needs a string, it says, alright, I need a string here. It says, oh, I see, that's why it gave me this toString method. So anytime I need a string, I know where to look. So, makes sense. And if it doesn't, it will in the next tutorial. But for now, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you understand the basics of a toString method, and don't forget to name it toString. That's very important. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next tutorial.